Hi everyone, how are you? And welcome to my next episode on a South African white wine, and I'm pairing it with koeksisters. So just to tell you a little bit about this episode, I've done it in two parts, and that is mainly because koeksisters takes about 2 days to make. So although it's quite a simplistic process to make koeksisters, which as I've said previously is like a sweet donut, it is a long process. Stage one is making the glaze, stage two is making the dough and then letting it rest, and then stage three is pulling it all together and making donuts. So we're going to see that after this. Instead what I've done is a before and after. The wine before we've had it with the koeksisters and the wine with the koeksisters to see how it changes in the flavors. As I said, I was staying true to my mother and where she's from, which is South Africa. So we are doing South African white wines. And today's white wine is a blend of Chardonnay and Viognier, sorry. I'll bring it close to you there. Hope you can see it. And it is Healy and Gray Private Cellar. This particular wine is produced by Umbuko Wines. And Umbuko in Xhosa, just checking that, I said it correctly, I did. Xhosa means admiration for. And a little fun fact is that Xhosa is the native tongue of Nelson Mandela. So Umbuko Wines has been around in South Africa for over 30 years. The vineyards are in the Wellington farm area, but they also do a lot of blending. And the other areas that they take from is Stellenbosch, Worcester, Robertson, and I didn't want to miss this one, Paarl. Very beautiful parts of the world, by the way, if you ever get a chance to go to South Africa, especially Paarl's lovely. Stellenbosch is gorgeous, but everybody goes there. Best to use this with, and I know this is going to be a chance today, I would say it would be like Thai food or shellfish, whitefish, fish in general. So, what does it taste like? Chardonnay with a blend of Viognier. This is, by the way, 2017. Yeah, 2017. So, let's have a look. The appearance is pale, I would say. Lemon in color. The intensity on the nose is quite light. The aroma I'm getting, honeydew, pineapple, like cooked fruit, dried fruit, maybe some green apples. And what does it taste like? This is a nice wine. This is really pleasant. So the sweetness I'd say is medium. The acidity is low. Body is medium. Flavor intensity is medium. It's medium. It's a medium wine all over. Medium alcohol, and the finish itself is medium. Characteristics of the flavor that I'm tasting versus what I smell. I do think there's a bit of green apple, gooseberry kind of, like green fruit. And I kind of think there's something a bit sweet, like I know I said pineapple, but maybe even nectarine. This is a good wine. My conclusion is that this is a very good wine, and it would go lovely on a summer's day. I seem to pick wines that go great for a summer's day. Maybe here in the UK it's just wishful thinking. This is really, really nice. I'm really enjoying this wine. This is a pleasant surprise. I'm not a huge fan of Chardonnays, and I find it hard to find a good Chardonnay. They're out there, by the way, and when you find them, they're beautiful. So this is a real treat and a pleasant surprise for me. But how does it taste with the koeksister? So the first thing I'll say about the koeksister, as I said, I've pre-made it. The glaze is lemon and ginger. It does look like a pancake, but it tastes like a donut, because I have a whole batch of them already that I've done, and my family have eaten them all. You are supposed to plate it, braid it basically, the dough, and I did do that for a couple of them, but to be honest with you, I'm it wasn't my forte and I wasn't great at it. And I found that I got a better tasting donut by actually just making it simple. And they look like pancakes, but they don't taste like pancakes, the men say. So let's see, what does it taste like? It's really nice. It's actually, I thought it would be too sweet. Because there's a lot of sugar you put in that, but it's not actually, it's lovely. The lemon tastes lovely, just a hint of ginger. It's really nice. So this is for my mother who can't eat it because she's over in lockdown in Canada, but I'm making it for her. But how does it taste with the wine now? It doesn't pair very well. It was a stretch. I knew it was a stretch because you wouldn't do it, but I thought, well, if it's a bit sweet, you know, normally I would say if you're going to have a sweet food, you'd pair it with almost a sweet wine, like a Santin. But I thought, well, this looks like this could maybe be sweet, and it does have a sweet texture to it, medium, as I was saying before, and it smells sweet. It has all these lovely aromas, but no, it doesn't pair well. It was a miss. Koeksisters and Chardonnay Viognier is a miss, but that's okay. It still tastes nice. Let's try. No, see, it's tart and bitter. It doesn't complement the flavors on the palate at all. But the aftertaste is quite sweet on the palate. But overall, I would say Chardonnay Vignon is a miss with Koeksisters. If you're going to make Koeksisters, then make it with, then have a drink with a Sultan or something. But have this wine on its own, whether you're just having drinks with mates or whether you're having a barbecue, shellfish, Thai food, and I think it would go beautifully. So yeah, thank you. Next week we will be doing beef bourguignon with pinotage wine, and I'm looking forward to doing that. And in part 2, you'll now see the process of how I made the Koeksisters, which was quite an involved process, as I've already said. But I actually found it really strangely relaxing doing it. Actually, I thought I'd be really stressed, and I wasn't. It was quite a nice process to make, and it was fun to do it. I enjoyed it, and I would do it with my nieces anytime. So enjoy part 2. Hi everyone, welcome back to my next episode. It's Mothering Sunday here in the UK, and so as promised I am doing Koeksisters, which is a donut. It's actually quite an involved process, which I took for granted. It requires making the glaze and then letting it set for 8 hours. Do you love my lockdown hair, by the way? It's really annoying, and I can't wait till hairdressers open. Moving on, back to the donuts. So it is a process that takes about 10 minutes to make, and then you've got to let it cool down, and you set it aside for 8 hours. And the point with the Koeksisters, so it is a donut, and it's the glaze. The glaze has to be ice cold, and it's one, you combine the fried donut mixture to the glaze, and that's what makes it a Koeksister, is that, and it has to be ice cold apparently. So we're going to give that a go, and we're going to try it with a Chardonnay. And again, as I said, it's Mothering Sunday, so it is for my mother, who would love to be here trying some, but is in Canada and can't be, and in honor of where she's from, which is South Africa, that is what I'm making, and we are drinking a South African Chardonnay Vignon as well. So here we are. So with the ingredients, it's 500 grams of sugar, of granulated sugar, and it is, I've already pre-chopped things to move things along a bit. It is also ginger, about 2 to 4 slices, lemon zest, so I did half a lemon for that one, and half a lemon, about a tablespoon of lemon juice, which again I've already done, and 500 mils of water. So you then start this, mix it all together in the hob here. I'm going to move this slightly so you can see what I'm doing. And you're just melting it with about 500 grams of water as well. And we do that for, yeah, that's about right. We do this mixture, melt it down, and do it for 10 minutes. And then we set it aside and let it cool. And then when we come back to making the other donut bit, this will be the glaze that it'll be ice cold, kept in the fridge, and this will be what is used tomorrow. So, like I said, this is like a 2-day process, and I wasn't going to do it because that's long. I mean, you know, I have a family life too. But then I thought, nah. My mum was excited about watching it, so I said, nah, let's do it. So this is it. Just let this settle for 10 minutes and then keep it to the side. Once it's cooled down, I'll stick it in the fridge. Let's see what everything tastes like, the Chardonnay, and then let's see what it all mixes in and is like. Hi, so it's been another day, so this is quite a long process doing the koeksisters. So what I'm doing now is I've mixed the flour, the sugar, and I'm going to use that butter, and I'm going to mix it all together till it's like breadcrumb mixture, and then I'll pour in the milk until the dough then smooths out. From there, we then let this rest for 2 hours, and then I can start doing the process of making the koeksisters and frying them. So let's see how it goes. Right, the dough, I flattened out the dough and I cut it into 3 rectangle long strips and plated it. Not a very good job. Now usually you would use a deep fryer using oil, and then there's the cold mixture. Then fry for about 3 to 5 minutes depending on the thickness. Okay, so I attempted to do it with the knot like you're supposed to do it, so it's like a plated piece of donut plates, like braided hair. But I failed miserably, I think, quite frankly. There's some bits of it. See, I did not do well, that burnt. And so now I'm just doing it like this instead. So sort of like a pancake, really, is the way I'm doing it. And, oh sorry, I haven't, there we go. And then once this is cooked, I've shown you already, look at that. It then goes straight into this mixture, which is ice cold and dipped and dried, and then there it is. So what will it taste like with the Chardonnay? To be honest, I'm not sure yet. We'll find out. This has been a very long process in cooking this, but it's been quite fun to do and quite therapeutic and relaxing. So let's see. Let's see how it all turns out. So here it is. So you can hear it sizzling when you just drop it in, and you got to make sure it's covered in the glaze. The glaze again has a lemon taste to it, and make sure it's drenched in there. And then you see you drip it, and then put it on the rack, and you let it drip dry until it's glazed.